Hey everyone, my name is Michelle. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be creating this beautiful, cool, smoky eye that is perfect for a night out or any occasion that you like. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into this tutorial. So to begin with, I'm using the Too Faced Hangover RX Primer, and I'm going to put that all over my face. This is one of my favorites. Then I'm going to be using the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade, and today I'm using the shade Dark Brown, and I'm using that with this Sephora angled brush. And then I'm just going to start by outlining the bottom of my eyebrows. And I know my eyebrows look a little bit of a hot mess, but I will show you later on in this tutorial how to kind of clean it up and make it look as if your eyebrows are freshly done. And then I'm just going to go ahead and shape the top of my eyebrow. As you notice here, I have a little bit of a bald spot. So I'm just going to go ahead and overdraw that and then start filling it in. I'm using short strokes. That way you can make it nice and precise. And then I'm just going to start brushing that product up. That way it blends in and looks more natural, kind of creates hair-like strokes. Then using a spoolie, I'm going to go ahead and blend everything out. And then I'm using this MAC Concealer Duo, and I'm going to take this lighter shade, which is NC30, on a Wet n Wild concealer brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and start carving out my eyebrows. And once again, I'm using short strokes. That way I can make sure that it's precise and I don't overdo it. And I get as close to the eyebrows as I possibly can. And then I'm going to go ahead and start blending out that line on the bottom. But you want to make sure you don't touch that line that's closest to the brow. Then I'm going to go ahead and carve out the top of my brow. And I always start at the end of my brow, and any extra product I have, I'll go ahead and use that to carve out the front, just because I don't want it to be too highlighted up there. Then I use my fingers just to blend out any edges. And then I'm going to be using these two palettes from Too Faced. It's the Chocolate Bonbon and the Chocolate Semi-Sweet. And I'm going to start off with the shade Divinity with a flat eyeshadow brush. And I'm just going to use that to highlight my brow bones. As I said in my previous video, I prefer highlighting with a matte shade. Then I'm taking the shade Nougat on a fluffy E40 brush from Sigma. And I'm just going to use that to go ahead and create a transition shade, and I like using a nice fluffy brush, that way it's nice and diffused. Then taking my 224, which is just a smaller version of an E40 in the shade Peanut Butter, which is a warm brown, I'm just going to bring that a little bit lower in the crease, that way I add a little bit more warmth. Then taking these two shades called Bordeaux and Mocha from the Chocolate Bonbon on a Sigma E25 brush, and I'm just going to place that diagonally in the outer corner, and then whatever excess product is in the brush, I'm just going to go ahead and use that to blend it out and into the crease. Then taking that 224 one more time, I'm just blending out the edges. Then I'm going to take this small brush and the shade Licorice, which is satin black, and I'm just going to go ahead and create that diagonal shape one more time, and I'm focusing that mostly on the lash line. And this brush is a little bit on the fluffier side, so it helps me so I can go ahead and start blending it out as well. And then whatever product is left over, I'm just going to go ahead and start buffing that into the crease. And there's going to be a lot of going back and forth, so I'm going to go ahead and blend it again with that E25, no extra product. And then with the Licorice shade one more time, I just want to deepen up the black. So just continue doing these steps until you get it to the intensity you like. Then I'm taking that E25 one more time, and once again just blending out the edges, but here I'm using very, very light pressure. And then I'll use the belly of the brush just to kind of blend in the eyeshadow with my lid, even though I haven't put down a lid shade yet, just to make sure there's no harsh lines. Then taking my MAC 224 for a final blend. And for my lid shade, I'm going to go ahead and go into the Bon Bon palettes and take the shade Cafe au Lait, just patting that onto the eyelid. Then taking my E25 one more time and just blending that together with the crease shade. Then taking the shade Pink Sugar from the Semi-Sweet palette and just taking my fingers and patting that on just to add a little sparkle. Then taking the Licorice shade and I'm taking that on an angled brush and I'm going to use this as my eyeliner. I wanted a soft eyeliner since the eyeshadow is so dramatic. But you can go ahead and use your regular eyeliner if you prefer. Then I'm going to go ahead and start correcting my dark circles, and I'm taking Look Less Tired Dark from Smashbox. And then taking the oval brushes, and I'll link them down below. And I'm just going to go ahead and start blending everything together. Taking my NYX HD concealer, I'm in the shade number 7, and I'm just creating that triangle shape and always making sure to go around the nose. And then I'm also going to go ahead and use this concealer just to clean up the edge to create that nice sharp cat-like shape. And then I'm taking the smallest oval brush that I have and just going to go ahead and start blending that out. And then going back in with my medium one just to do one final blend. Then I'm taking my Maybelline Matte and Poreless foundation and I'm mixing that in with Giorgio Armani Fluid Sheer in the shade 10. And I'm just going to take that on an oval brush just to place it on my face. Then I'll take a larger oval brush and I'll just blend that out. Then going back in with the smaller sized oval brush just to do my forehead and really get precise around the eyebrows. Then taking this rice powder and I'm just going to go ahead and use that to set my foundation. Then I'm taking this Wet n Wild Contour Duo and I'm just going to go ahead and go in with a light shade. I'll link down all the colors of everything that I use down below. Then taking my e.l.f. angled brush and I'm just going to use that to contour. Then I'm taking this eyeshadow from MAC called Cork and I'm taking that on this brush here, and once again I'm flaring out my nose so that way I can really see the contours of my nose. Then I'm taking my favorite brush, this is Sweet as Cocoa from MAC on my Sonia Kashuk. As you noticed here, I kind of put a little bit too much on my cheek, but I'll go ahead and use a powder brush just to blend that out. Then I'm taking this beautiful shade from the Chocolate Bon Bon palettes in the shade Satin Sheets, and I'm going to use that to highlight my cheekbones, highlight the tip of my nose, and also highlight right above my eyebrows and Cupid's bow. Then I go back in with my blush brush just to blend in the highlighter. Then I'm going to use the Satin Sheets shade as well to highlight my inner corners And I'm using a fluffier brush and then a small little brush to just really define it. And then I'm going into the shade Bordeaux, and I'm using that on a MAC pencil brush. I'll list it down below. And I'm just going to use that to smudge out my lower lash line. Then using the L'Oreal Star Mascara, and I'm using the primer side first. And then immediately after, I'm going to go into the mascara side and put that on top. That way I get the most fullness and the best look from this mascara. Then I'm using my NYX brown lip liner, and I'm just going to go ahead and line my lips. And sorry that I got a little bit out of frame here. Then I'm using ColourPop's Echo Park. It's a satin lip, and I'm just going to go ahead and place that right on top. And I always make sure to blend that in with the lip liner, and also to go on top of the lip liner, just so that way you don't have a dark rim around your lips. And to complete the look, I'm using my e.l.f. Mist and Set setting spray, and I'm just going to spray that all over my face. And this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you guys have any requests, let me know down below. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and until next time.